Yo, what's good? It's your boy John B. Spasmatic over here at Soulcast, and my man
Furiaki sitting alongside our main man, Eddie Styles, the man with many styles.
Rock So Fresh.
Rock So Fresh in the building.
Yo.
Joe in the bottle.
What's the deal,
in the building.
sons?
And actually, he brought us over some nice little green tea, and I'm actually a little geeked up about
he
that.
handcrafted it, guys.
And you
with
guys are
his
going
own
to see
hand.
right here, now, whether or not I actually like it. But I'm a fan of green tea, and I know Jib always does a great job. So
And Jib stands for Joe
go ahead and,
in the bottle.
I'm just going to go ahead and sample this right now. Camera one right here, and then we got camera right there. Okay, so let me just go ahead.
Woo-hoo, look at that.
Ooh, and
Ching,
it doesn't
ching,
even spill. Look
ching.
at that. Look at that.
That's
Oh my
money.
God.
That's
Good.
money.
Oh my God, look at that.
That's money.
That
Ching.
is money
Did you
right
want
Ching,
to-
ching, ching.
Did you want to try
money
that?
right there.
Yeah, of course,
Go ahead,
man.
put that
Yeah,
right
man, go
there.
ahead, get some green tea, my man.
Get
Give
some
it
of
a
that
try.
green.
It's that good stuff.
Oh wow, that
I
is
use-
actually
I do
phenomenal.
use alkaline water as well with our tea, so it
Oh, that's
hydrates you.
phenomenal.
It balances your pH in your body. Makes you feel good.
Real good.
So enjoy.
A matter of fact, while we up on the subject of alkaline water, just explain just a little bit about what's the difference between alkaline water and then the
Well,
regular
alkaline water just has a higher pH level content.
water.
So your actually your cells, like, I mean, I don't know if you guys are aware of your how your body is, but usually your body is very acidic because of the foods that we eat and the certain just like the water or any kind of fluids that we take. Our body naturally is acidic. So what you want to do to balance that out is actually eat more alkaline foods. So more leafy greens and whatnot, and as well as water. I mean, you consume water. Your body's made out of I forgot how much, like 90% or something. I don't
Like
know.
90.
I don't know what the correct
water.
proper. Yeah, but it's made out
Just
of
like the
water.
earth.
So yeah, so if you don't have to drink it every single day. But I mean, if your majority of the intake that you're doing is drinking alkaline water, it helps. Like I said, it helps your body. It helps your cells rejuvenate quicker. So there's a lot of good benefits in alkaline water. And I think the higher the pH level, the better it is. But just depending on your diet as well. You know what I'm saying? Because if you already eat a clean diet, you're already getting a lot of alkaline in your system. So I mean, you don't want to overdo everything. Just like how they say, if you overdo too much eating of something, it's going to be bad.
Overdo
So-
too much of anything.
yeah,
over
it turns
exercising,
out bad.
over
Yeah,
drinking
so
water,
it's just
over anything.
it's just being aware of it, And I choose to do my coffee and my green tea with alkaline water to reduce the acidity and also to provide something more healthier than what's out there like Starbucks and Starbucks and Starbucks. But nah, man. I mean, seriously, it's like once you start being more conscious about what you put in your body, especially as being dancers, you want to be aware of what you're consuming, you know what I'm saying, because that's going to reflect for sure later down the line.
And that is from Eddie Styles from Rock So Fresh. That is Jib. Joe in the bottle.
Yeah.
Get some.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
get
yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Get some or get out.
Anyway, drink Jib.
Yes, support your local businesses,
Cheers.
y'all.
Support
Cheers.
your local
Yeah.
businesses. Cheers.
Joe in the
Tim
bottle.
Tim.
Be on the lookout.
Cheers.
Bam, bam.
Boom.
Cheers. Be on the lookout for next year. We got a lot of projects coming up. We're excited to even maybe have a storefront. So just be on the lookout.
Hey.
Follow us on Instagram, Facebook. Joe
Of
in the
course,
bottle.
and we'll of course protect you and plug you into everything.
yeah, for sure.
One thing that I've always really appreciated from you is that not only did you go on that little spree of explaining what alkaline water is and what the benefits of alkaline is, but you are actually a b-boy that is 100% vegan. We're talking about no breaks.
Yeah.
No pun
Yeah.
intended.
I don't know. I mean, it's you know what?
Intended.
It's crazy to say that because I don't like categorizing myself as a vegan, because there's a lot of things. I mean, I do as much as I can, 100%. Like for instance, trying to be vegan, but there's sometimes people slide in certain foods in there or mistakenly put dairy and stuff, and
Kind of like meat juice or like meat sauce or something like
for
that in
instance,
certain dishes.
Like for instance, pho. If you eat pho, most of the time they don't have vegetarian stock. Like for
Oh,
the,
yeah,
for the
sometimes it's
soup.
like
So
chicken
sometimes
broth
it's
and so
chicken
on and so
broth,
forth.
and sometimes they don't tell you that, and so sometimes it happens, and it's. I mean, oh well, but
That's amazing.
but yeah, but I usually what I say now is that I say a plant-based diet, just because when you categorize yourself as vegan, people really start picking on you or start picking on certain things that like what you eat or if you do this you're vegan, and it's kind of like, dude, the whole purpose of me eating healthier and having a plant-based diet is to live a healthier life. You know what I'm saying? I'm turning 40 years old, believe it or not.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? I've been
Look
dancing
at
for
my man.
25
Look at
years.
his
21.
son,
You know what I'm saying?
He looks 21.
25 years.
Look at
Amazing.
21.
You know, and seriously,
Look at 21,
it's
y'all.
because of dancing, and it's because of the way, because I changed my eating habits. And, I recommend it to dancers, and not everybody's going to be, not everybody, is going to change, but I encourage people to eat healthier and just to be more conscious about what you put in your body.
That's a very difficult thing because what's your culture is
I'm Mexican.
You're Mexican,
Yeah,
and
so
I know
I
the
grew
culture
up with
within
beef.
actually having the
Yeah.
food on, and like there's
Oh,
always
yeah.
heavy doses of food.
Love that
and
stuff.
very
Carne
calorie
asada,
driven.
man.
And
Yes.
and shout out to Latin culture, of course. Some Mexicans we up here love the food, but on another note, what your point is that it can up here lead to sometimes being a little bit overweight.
Oh, it's not even that. It's more like in the Latino culture and just in general in the us being ethnic. It's or just not ethnic. What's it called? The minorities. In general, we tend to eat a lot of unhealthy foods. And it
Kind of like black people in soul food.
Yeah. But if you notice, like for instance, if you look at the diabetes, if you look at diabetes, it runs a lot in Mexicans, in blacks, in Filipinos and Asia and everything, but it's because of the sodium, it's because of what we consume, what I'm saying, or what our ancestors ate, and you just pass it down, and parents don't know better, so they just feed the same thing to their kids. So I feel like now there's a huge wave of people being more conscious on what they're eating. So there's a lot more people, if you notice, there's more vegan spots or vegetarian spots in San Diego. Before, you couldn't find one, or it was really rare, or people would make fun of you, But now it's more, it's more diverse, and there's more people offering those foods because a lot more people are waking up. Wake up! Seriously,
The bell's ringing.
and see what and see what's going on. Like seriously, like
Wake up.
If you feel the need to yell, cameras.
This is
Yeah,
a public
wake
service announcement.
up, man.
by
Seriously,
Eddie
like-
Styles.
That's Lawrence Fishburne
Yeah.
talking to you right now. School day, son. Wake up.
Yeah, just get some information on what you're eating. Seriously, man,
Right.
because there's a lot of politics out there, and I don't like getting into politics. But when it comes to foods, you really have to look out, to what you're doing to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to live a long, healthy life. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing it to lose weight. People ask me like, oh, are you like, vegan because you're like against animal cruelty? I was like, of course I'm against it, but I mean, like of course I am, but I don't do it because it's like, oh man, I don't wear cotton, and I don't do this. Like I'm not like a strict vegan if you want to say that, but but seriously, like I do it because I want to live a healthy lifestyle. Like
Right.
Ever since I stopped eating meat and just started a plant-based diet, it's been amazing, man. Like my energy in the mornings, everything, like my mentality, everything has
I
changed.
feel it right now.
Yeah, just everything in general. You start, your attitude starts changing, and seriously, man, it's an amazing change. And I encourage people to try it. But again, if you have the willpower to do it, do it. Just like in anything, you have to have discipline.
Right.
If you have the discipline to do it, do it, and you're gonna see the positive stuff
Change.
about it. So yeah, the change, man. That's the biggest
And
thing.
how long have you been on this diet, this plant-based diet?
It's already been. I was doing just fish and chicken for 5 years ago. I let it go. I became vegetarian, but I was just eating. I cut out meats when I was 30, and then
That's where I started.
yeah, as soon as I hit 30, man, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stop eating red meat and pork. I just let it go. I was like, nah, I can't do that. I would consume it every now and then, but I stopped. And then I stuck to chicken and fish. And then 3 years later, I ended up just being pescatarian. I was like, I'm just gonna do
that's where I'm
fish.
at right
And
now.
then from there, I just started letting it go little by little. And then I got into, my brother introduced me to a little like a program, and it was like
I'm
a
taking
juicing
this one
thing.
personally just because I
Yeah,
want
yeah.
more information.
Yeah.
Why did you start segueing more away from fish?
One, because of mercury, because I love salmon. Oh my god,
yeah,
that
but
was
it's high,
like,
but it's extremely high. It's extremely
Seven
high
mercury.
But yeah, it's high in mercury, and and just like watching some documentaries and
Like
just
tuna
watching
too as
certain
well, right?
things. Yeah, like they're doing like the sustainable fish, but a lot of those fishes were they were raising them in fish tanks. So those
Like fish
fishes
farms.
will eat. Yeah, so they would, if you think about it, they'd consume their own poop. So you're
Right.
eating pretty much, poop.
You-
Yeah. Poop. Yeah. Yeah. So I just started thinking about more about the food, like I was eating, and I gave it a try, man. Like it wasn't easy. I'll tell you that for sure. It was not easy because I was used to eating, food, like certain foods, and then I just cut it out, and I noticed a difference, and from there on I just moved forward, and I saw the options, and I saw like, I got a test, like cholesterol test, high blood, like all that, pressure test, and everything was like good. And in my family, you know, there's high blood pressure, there's, you know, cholesterol, and there's diabetes. So I wanted to avoid that, you know, by all costs. I'm like, I don't want to get that, you know. And people always say, like, it runs in the family. Yeah, that's seriously, that is, you know what I'm saying? Because you can make a change. I'm sorry to say it. People are like, oh, unless you're born with it, I'm sorry. You know, that's difficult. But, you know, think about it. Like, you can change at any time. It took me until I was 30 years old. So, I mean, it you know, people sometimes it just...
Just you got to be willing to do it.
Yeah, some people are more conscious, like young, you know, like Logan, for instance, from Logistics, yeah. You know, she's already vegan, you know, and she's more, her and her dad are like really, you know, into it, and they're really conscious about
her father food, stays on her.
Yeah, you know, so again, it's just, some people say it's a movement, some people say it's a fad, and to be honest with you, to me, it's a lifestyle, you know what I'm saying, because it changes your life completely, and it's always for the positive. And people always ask me, are you going to eat meat again? I don't know. Seriously, like, I thought about it. Maybe fish. I'll do it again. You know, if I do, because I don't have the cravings for it. You know, people always like, where do you get your protein from? Man, it's not about protein. You know, I was like, I'm not trying to get buff. You know, protein doesn't give you energy. You know what I'm saying? Fiber does. Yeah, it's if you look if you look at your food, you know, your pyramid. I mean, people always think, where's your protein from? Protein doesn't give you energy, man. Like, if you do your research and you understand, you know, like this, you know, food sources and whatnot. Fiber gives you energy. Sugars get you energy, but it can't be processed sugars. It has to be natural sugars. Yeah,
like the strawberries.
Yeah, if you look at the breakdown of the molecules, it's crazy. But if you really do the research, you'll see how it breaks down. And you know, of course, people say, "Oh, I get fat." You know, they say that people get diabetes because of sugar. It's not sugar. It's all that processed food you eat.
Right.
Straight up, you know what I'm saying? But people always want to blame the sweets, the sugar.
Right.
Yeah, sugar's bad for you. I mean, hell yeah, it's bad for you. But if you're eating the right, proper, you know, sugars, it's not bad for you. You know what I'm saying? Right. So again,
and having a
educate yourself. Yeah, you just gotta educate yourself, man. We have everything, all the technology nowadays. Y'all gotta just do the research if you're ready for it. Just how you guys got into b-boying. You wanted to get into the culture. You're like, yo, what's hip hop about? Boom, do research. You're like, I fell in love with it. Oh yeah. So same thing, man. It's like, seriously, you know, feed your soul, man. Like, seriously, like, if it's dancing, if it's like actual food, you know, like, feed something to yourself that's gonna make you prolong and continue to dance. You know, that's the biggest thing too. I'm 40 years old, man, and I'm still dancing, still ciphering, still battling, still active, you know?
Active, yo. He's active. Every Tuesday, I always see this dude getting down, round for round, non-stop.
Go round for round with us and everything. Right? It's kind of embarrassing because when we get up,
it's my passion, man. Like, that's my baby, man. Seriously, that's what got me, and you know, that's my love. Like, and I don't think I'm ever gonna leave it just because it's in my heart, it's in my soul. You know what I'm saying? So,
definitely.
Okay. Well, I think we already kind of got went over quite a few topics already. Like, what's going on?
No, man, we're gonna get more in depth in all of those.
Nice.
But before we do that, just let's just catch up. Like, what have you been up to? Like, I see that you started Joe in the Bottle, right?
Yeah. So this is my little side hustle, Joe in the Bottle, which I started 2 years ago, and it's cold brew coffee. I got into it right before the craze, the cold brew craze started hitting San Diego. There was only 2 companies when I started. It was me and 2 other companies that were like solidified. I was just starting to get my feet wet. Then, I mean, now there's like a crap load. You know, if you go to like Whole Foods or any market, you'll see like the stands or like the refrigerator area cold brew, and you see all sorts of brands because everybody jumped on the craze. But yeah, man, this is my side job, and you know, I love coffee. The reason why I went the cold brew route is because of when I was younger. I like the smell of coffee. It always reminded me of my grandma and my family. You know, like the morning gatherings.
Puerto Rican.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, the cafecito. But I never, you know what? I never liked it hot. I never liked hot coffee. I hated it because I think I had a bad cup of coffee when I was younger, and I just disliked it.
Some or like burn your tongue?
No. I just didn't like the flavor. I think because it was too acidic and it was just
too black.
That roasted. Was that roast?
Maybe. No, it was a roast. Yeah, man, it was I was young too, so I didn't know too much about it. And then, you know, like I said, two years ago, I didn't drink coffee until 2 years ago. I got hooked on my own product. But I started venturing more on making, I like the...
I had a joke.
No, I
didn't do it.
Don't even start. No, but I started getting into drinking lattes. And, you know, everybody loves lattes because it's pretty just, or iced coffee, but with, you know...
With cream.
With sweetener stuff. So, kind of got hooked on that. But then I realized, I don't like the fact that they heat the coffee and they put ice on it and they water it down pretty much.
Right.
So I started going online, and then I actually tasted Stumpton's I don't know if you guys are familiar with Stumpton's Cold Brew, which is, I think it's Seattle.
All right.
No, that's Starbucks. Never mind. Oregon or Seattle. One of those two. It's a huge company, and it's well known for cold brew coffee. So I tried it one morning before I went to work, and I was wired. I was like, woo! Yo, seriously, I was running down the hallways like crazy in the hospital. They're like,
yo, tell you why I envision him being like Smokey from Friday, like running naked in the street with the low rider.
I'm ready.
Yo, I was on one.
Let's go round.
I like the feeling, and I was like, yo, is this really like concentrated? So I did some research, and then that's how I got into doing cold brew coffee. Did the research, and I was like, I'm gonna make this on my own. So I started making a lot of batches, had a lot of mistakes, really, really, really strong or really, really light. And then I got it consistent, and then I started giving it to my friends. And I took it to my hospital because I also work at a hospital full time as a surgical tech. Yeah. So I decided to take it in and started giving it to doctors. Everybody got hooked on it. Everybody was like, oh my God, this is good stuff. And this and that. I'm like, oh shit. So I thought about it. I was like, you know what? I'm going to start a little side business. And, now it's all history now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been hustling, still selling.
About to blow up!
Little by little.
We had him here first on the soul.
We had him here first.
Yeah.
No, but for people watching, what makes Jill in a bottle different from all the other cold brews?
So there's a lot of cold brew coffees out there, and I feel like the way we stand out is because the way I sell it or the way I introduce it to people, it's clean and simple coffee. You know what I'm saying? Like, I use all organic beans, all single source. So I don't deal with the blends and Starbucks can handle all that crap. I focus on all organic single source beans, so you can taste the flavor and the boldness of each single origin.
I'm tasting the bag, and this
that's just the green tea. We just started getting the green tea, but the coffee, that's what I wanted to focus on. And like I said, my slogan is clean and simple, because it is clean and simple. And then I started doing it with alkaline water, even though I pay a little bit more for that. I feel like the benefits out of it is a lot better. Like the coffee itself in general, I'll tell you this right now, not every single coffee bean out there or origin tastes good cold brewed. So it depends. And when you add alkaline water, it actually reduces the acidity completely, like almost completely. So some of them, like, you have to have, like, for instance, Ethiopian, it has a natural bitter taste to it, the coffee, and you don't want to take the whole acidity or that, not the acidity, but the actual flavoring, because then it defeats the purpose of the coffee. Of the actual bean. So, that kind of balance, it's a science, man. Like, and I try to break it down and figure it out, but my goal is to offer something different, and the way it stands out different is because I use alkaline water and it's consistent. Like, the day you get it till, like, if you try it out and again 2 months or 2-3 months and you try the same one that you tried again, it'll taste the same. It's not going to change.
Nice.
Because I got the measurements, everything properly, configured and whatnot. So, yeah, there's a lot of other stuff that use MTC oil. They use all kinds of stuff. There's all kinds of coffees out there that they add, like, additives. So, again, I try to keep it clean and simple. So you know what you're drinking, you know what you got, and you know what you're intaking. Right. And the fact that we use alkaline water, like I said, it helps you balance your pH levels in your body. Because naturally, again, your body's acidic. So when you add coffee to it, it gets more acidic. So there you go. That's when people start getting, inflammation and start getting sick, and people have like stomach or like acid reflux.
Right.
My coffee does not give you that.
Hey.
Crazy, but I've noticed that with certain people. Yep.
My man is
He was in the lab. He was in the lab,
man.
guys.
My man doesn't only just like take it to the floor with the battles. This fool is taking it to the corporations.
Yeah, boy.
But
man of many styles.
We right behind you.
Yeah,
many styles. Many styles.
Crazy. Anyway, but it's a hard market though. You know what I'm saying? It's really difficult because there's a lot of coffee companies out there established already, so people go tend to
branding.
Yeah.
As soon as branding takes over, it's kind of like KO for a lot of people unless you stay consistent.
Yeah, and that's the thing with me is like I'm patient. Like I've always been patient, so I get frustrated for sure. Right. I get super frustrated and I get pissed off and I want to punch people and throw coffee everywhere. But I'm not like that. But yeah, so I'm just being patient, taking my time. I'm not trying to make a mistake, with my business. We've had some ups and downs, but overall, it's been an amazing journey. You know what I'm saying? So
nice.
That's my Joe in the Bottle business. Support it if you can.
Yeah.
Support it.
Awesome.
We support it.
Thank you guys.
All day.
Official supporter of SoulCast.
Day.
And we love having Eddie on. We love up there having we're gonna have way more jib going on.
I'm planning on sponsoring y'all fellas, so give me some time, but I'm gonna sponsor y'all so y'all can get your next listeners and for yourself some coffee. You know,
so
for
everybody that's up, going to be looking at this future at this next pretty much this next production that's getting ready to be put out there. You heard it here first. Eddie Styles, you will be able to sample Jib, Joe,
yes,
in a bottle, whether that's coffee, whether it's green tea,
or whatever he likes to provide.
Whatever he
we
provides.
Do boba, we do all kinds of stuff.
My man's tight with the coffee, you know what I mean? He's tight with the bean and the bags. So, let's hit the next joint.
Yeah, so my next thing for you is like you were saying, you got Joe in the bottle. You got the love for hip hop, the love for b-boying, and you also said that you're a surgical tech,
I'm a surgical tech, yes.
How is it that, one, you have the motivation to do all that, two, find the balance to just balance all these out with your own personal life, and how you just keep that drive, man? Yeah. How do you do it?
Jib.
You know, okay. Yeah, jib.
That's it. That's it, guys. That's the key.
Nah, but on the real though, man, sometimes me and my girlfriend have that conversation, you know, every now and then. How I seriously, man, it's about balance. Because you know, sometimes I take a step back and just realize like how much I have, you know what I'm saying, and meaning like how much I'm involved with so many things, and you know, sometimes I'm like going crazy, because just like you said, I have a full-time job as a surgical tech. I have my side business, you know what I'm saying, that I do on the side. I still dance, I still travel, I still compete. I have a full-time girlfriend, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, all that stuff, like, seriously, I mean...
You know there ain't no side girl.
Yeah, exactly.
This ain't no part-time job, this is a full-time.
I got you.
He got you.
But, you know what I'm saying? Like, seriously, like, if you take that in consideration, and being in a relationship takes time. You got to take time with your woman, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's key, you know what I'm saying? To live a healthy relationship with a woman, you know, or a man, whatever you guys choose, you know what I'm saying?
Joey.
No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so it's difficult, man. Like, and to be honest with you, motivation comes within. You know what I'm saying? I think the fact that I started eating healthier changed my motivation, my mental, like the way I was thinking about certain things, my approach to life. Of course, certain things happened in my life that made me react, you know, or made me realize certain things, you know, that I had to fix. But I always tell people, man, like the advice I give people is like, learn how to balance your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody has their own, you know, issues. Everybody has their own drama, you know. I can't compare my drama with somebody else. You know, other people have it hard, and how do you know if my shit is not hard? Like, it, you know, like people go through stuff. So I always say is like, find a balance, you know what I'm saying? Like, really try to find clarity in your life, and set goals, man. Not long-term goals where it takes forever to reach, because if you never get there, you're going to be disappointed. You know, do daily goals. Do like weekly
wake
goals.
Wake up in the morning, do like 3 goals for the day.
Yeah, exactly, man. Like, seriously, like if you start setting your life like that, man, like it starts making sense, you know. I went to school, like I got to the point where I was for about 10 years, I was dancing was my career. I was hustling, man. I loved it, you know what I'm saying? But it got to the point where I lost the love for dance, because it was just a paycheck. I was waiting for that paycheck to survive, you know what I'm saying, to pay rent, to pay bills, and it got to the point where I didn't enjoy it no more. So I decided to go back to school and focus on on something, you know, that's like, I need a career again. I need to get, you know, plan B. And I kind of felt like, I'm a late bloomer, because it took me almost, you know, till I was 30. You know, I went back to school and I was like, you know what, F this. I need to get my shit together.
You waiting to 30? That's not that late. That's not late.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, it just depends. And the way I think about it, I graduated from high school and I went straight to college, and I started dancing, and I decided not to go to school. If I would have took those 4 years to focus and get my bachelor's or, you know, whatever, and and get my master's after that, I could have like continued dancing and have a career, but I decided not to. I was like, I'm gonna go for my passion right now, since I'm young, and I went for it like gun ho. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, what's late? Because at this moment, you sound like you're pretty fairly at least successful.
The reason why I say late for me is because my family, my brothers, they all straight from high school. We went to college. After college, they got a job. They got their careers. One's a teacher, one was a lifeguard, photographer. He did everything, and now he's actually traveling for Cirque du Soleil. Because again, it's like the reverse. Like, he waited until he was 40, and then he's like, "F this! I don't want to do this, 9 to 5 job. I'm actually gonna go travel the world now." And now he's with Cirque du Soleil. Okay. I was like, "Damn!" So now he's kind of backtracking. He's trying to experience all what he missed. Right. So I kind of just went for it, and to be honest with you, I love it. I have no regrets on what I did. I was part of Culture Shock. Culture Shock opened so many doors. I went to Japan and to China for the first time because of Culture Shock, and then after that, I got down with the Jabberwockies, and like, maybe that's another question you're gonna ask. Hope not. I'm just kidding. But you know, it's all history. You know, seriously, that developed me. That's you know, I am because of that. No, I am because of that. You know, so I'm grateful for all that stuff. But you know, it came to the point where I was like, if I want a wife and kids, you know, if I want to have a home, if I want to have certain things in life, you gotta have something that's you know that's solid. You know what I'm saying? And I've always been somebody that wanted security. I hate not having security. If I don't know that I'm gonna get paid next week, I'm like, oh shit, where's this money gonna come from? You and I
both.
Right. So, you know, it's like, and I feel like that's part of being an adult. Like adulthood kicks in, and you're like, yo, I gotta survive. And especially if you want to get married, especially if you want to have a partner that wants to respect, or you want them to respect you. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to have your. So absolutely. I feel like at my age, I was like, I don't have my shit together. You know, I was like, I need to get it together now. So I went back to school. Boom. I aced it, bro. Like I was almost on a dean's list. This close. By like 2 points, but it's all good.
And we sitting right
I was excited.
Genius and shit. I didn't even know my man Eddie was on the article too.
I was on one, bro.
Academic.
And seriously, like nobody in my class got a job. I was the only one that got the job first. I got a job first, like job placement. Boom. As soon as I graduated, boom, I got a call from Sharp Grossman. You want to get, you want a job? I was like, hell yeah! And everybody else in my class, it took about like 5-6 months into it to get a job. Yeah. So I was definitely lucky and grateful for that, you know. And from there, like I said, I focused on that, you know. And then everything else started coming around, like Joe in the Bottle, and I didn't lose my passion for you know my love for dance, and that just kept on going. And now I had time for it, and I fell in love with it again. I was like, yo, this is my love, this is my passion. Now I can do it with you know, and not worry about making money out of it. You know, it's like I just want to do it for the love. If they pay me, boom, extra cash. But it's not my bread and butter no more. You know, it's like that's my love now. It's my passion. So
nice. So there it is. That is Eddie Styles. You got to get him on the personal levels, but we're gonna take a break, real quick.
I mean, we already had a break.
Yeah, man.
Dang,
we're already on the break.
Yeah,
so that was all a part one.
Okay, so coming in part two, then we we're gonna start breaking down into some the bread and butter of this joint.
Now that's hip hop.
Ooh, Papi, you good.